Chorus Line centers on 17 Broadway dancers auditioning for a spot on The Chorus Line. Provides a glimpse into the personalities of the performers and the choreographer as they describe the events that have shaped their lives and their decisions to become dancers. Joining us now to talk about the show is Zane Barker, director of A Chorus Line. So, Zane, good to see you. Let's talk a little bit about this. This is most people know, they may not know the show, but they know the name, A Chorus Line.
Right, yeah.
So, you know, obviously you got some shoulders that you're standing on this.
Yes.
Who is this audience that should come see the show? Is this just for theater folk? Is this for the
No,
for
not just
everyman?
for theater folks. It's, you know, the show centers on the experience of growing up in America. And as such, it's really universal. I mean, these people all decide on a career in the theater, but the stories that they tell are truly universal.
Yeah.
It's not really for kids, though.
Okay.
I first saw the show when I was 10, which was fine. But there's some cussing in the show, some adult topics, you know, because they're going through adolescence and puberty and stuff. But I would say not for little children,
Right.
but for
Maybe
anyone
a
else who's
PG-13 kind of.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
But anyone who's interested in a look backstage in theater, those are the people that should be
Okay.
really interested in the
Now,
production.
the show has been around for a while. I believe it was written in the 1970s.
Yes.
Are we staying contemporary to when it was written, or is this happening in 2015?
We're keeping it set in the 1970s.
You are? Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of topics in the show, like gay people, for example, who are treated as they were treated in the 1970s. I mean, attitudes have changed.
Sure.
And so updating the show is not something that I felt was necessary. I thought
Okay.
we'd just keep it in 1970s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I think that sort of sets you up for an interesting commentary from the audience, because we can look back and see how much things have changed and unfortunately how much things have stayed the same.
That's true.
In many respects. So what are you hoping that the audience walks away with?
Well, I would love for them to have a fuller appreciation of the hard work that goes into being a part of a theatrical production when you're not the star. You know, that's really what this was created for, was to tell the stories of the people whose names you don't know.
Right.
You know, they get these little 5-line bios in the program,
Right.
and that's all you ever hear about them.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to their lives. They're full and interesting people.
Yeah, it really is kind of an underdog story in many ways. You
Yeah.
think about it, because it is. It's the sort of the unsung heroes, because without that chorus line, there is no show.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
So there's also, you know, there's also the film, A Chorus Line. Is it pretty similar to that film? If someone has seen the movie but has never seen a live stage production, are they going to see the same thing or something quite different?
It's similar, but some of the songs are different. The staging is very different, of course. In the theatrical production, we don't ever move off the stage. The stage that they're auditioning on is the set for the entire show.
Okay.
In the movie, they move through the theater in the hallways and stuff, you know, because the camera can move.
Right.
But it's very much the same production, though. It's the stories are generally the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, Zane, a lot of people here in Albuquerque, they've seen theater. If they're regular theater goers, they're going to recognize you. They're going to recognize a lot of people that are on that stage. You got, you know, really an all-star cast here.
Yeah.
What drew you to this show? I know you're a big musical theater guy. Was it just because it's a chorus line? Or was there something that was like, well, this story needs to happen now because...
Well, the thing that draws me to the show is that this was one of the first big shows I ever saw. When I was a kid, my parents took me on a trip to New York to see a few Broadway productions. We saw 3 different shows on that trip. One of them I have no recollection of whatsoever. The second one,
a lasting impression on you.
right? The second one was a magic show. It was David Copperfield or somebody
Okay.
like that had a production going on, and the third one was a chorus line, and I remember it vividly.
Yeah.
And I was 10, but it had a huge impact on me.
Sure.
Up until that time, I had really only seen movie musicals, you know, South Pacific and Singing in the Rain, that sort of thing.
But you hadn't had that live experience.
I hadn't had that live experience, and I had no idea that theater could do what a chorus line does. It was so real. It's so guttural. You know, it was a really life-changing experience.
Well, you
for
might
me.
actually have that impact on a young theater goer out there. So
I'm
if someone wants to come see it, Zane, when do we open?
It opens a week from Saturday over at the Rhodey Theater, which is right next door to Popejoy, and it'll run for 3 weekends.
3 weekends. Okay, Rhodey Theater, great place to see live theater, folks. For more information on A Chorus Line, head over to casa.com. We'll have all the links there. Break legs, Zane.
Thanks
Good
a lot.
to see you.
Good to